Hello, my name is Vincent Keyes, and this is my final presentation for my worksite wellness plan. I am thrilled to be presenting a worksite wellness plan for Radical Fitness, a family-oriented fitness center that employs up-and-coming professionals in the fitness industry. Only 25% of employees have been with the company for less than a year, and 62% of the employee base work part-time. This tells me that I have a loyal employee base that could require some flexibility in work scheduling. Our plan includes a priority on instilling a growth mindset within the staff, encouraging them to believe their talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and inputs from others. This coincides with the behavioral change theory that I have focused on throughout the construction of this WWP, the theory of planned behavior. The primary idea within this theory is that the main driver for behavior is the intention to perform that behavior. This theory allows for the understanding that perceived behavioral control plays a key role in one's likelihood to engage in a specific activity. Perceived behavioral control refers to people's perceptions of their ability to perform a given behavior, emphasizing the importance of fostering a comfortable environment in which employees feel uplifted by making healthy choices. That is exactly what I intend to do with both my physical health and mental health program. As I reviewed the health needs assessment for Radical Fitness, I took note of needs that were shown at both the organizational and individual level. These include nutrition education, relaxation techniques, healthy meetings, employee recognition of healthy living, inclusivity culture, culture of health, and flexibility in work scheduling. In addition, I discovered that employees generally agree that their supervisor is committed to supporting employee health and wellness, but employees do not feel support from coworkers in making healthy lifestyle choices. Despite good support from leadership, employees do not feel that the current wellness program is helping them to understand relationships between living a healthy lifestyle and their ability to fulfill personal goals. The health needs assessment became the foundation of my worksite wellness plan. The programs are designed to fill the specific needs for the employees as individuals and the company as a whole. The employee's individual needs, including weight management, managing chronic health conditions, self-care, mindfulness, using health tracking devices, discounted gym memberships, and on-site exercise equipment and classes, were all heavily considered when developing the basis of each program. Now, for my physical health program, I'm going to implement the 15-minute challenge. This challenge is a 6-week online workplace physical activity competition that seeks to encourage participants to engage in at least 15 minutes of exercise daily. Employees get placed into evenly sized teams and will compete against each other over 42 days to determine which team can log the most minutes of physical activity. Each member of the winning team will be rewarded with a full week of paid time off. A key component of the program is the ability to track data. Most importantly, a time log for physical activity engagement. In addition, surveys based on employees' current levels of physical activity and attitudes and beliefs towards consistent exertion of physical activity need to be completed. This is important because it allows me to understand where employees' perceived behavioral control stands for the target behavior in the program. Through the partnership of a national governing body of sport and some local organizations, we can gain access to an app that employees can use to track all of this essential data. This also covers a need as employees showcased needing health tracking devices. As I conducted research for my physical health program, I learned that the World Health Organization's 2020 guidelines recommend 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity activity per week, which is associated with a 20 to 30% reduction in all-cause mortality risk. I also discovered that studies suggest multi-strategy interventions to increase physical activity in the workplace, involving motivation, support, monitoring, and feedback. This inspired my idea for weekly meetings to discuss the program and allow participants to pose any questions, comments, and concerns. These weekly meetings will occur for both mental and physical health programs. In the UK, researchers conducted an experiment on employees through the implementation of the 15-minute challenge for worksite wellness. Of the 11,575 participants in the study, 43% were not meeting the previously discussed World Health Organization physical activity guidelines. By conclusion of the program, that number dropped all the way to 4.6%. In the short term, employees are developing a routine and engaging in physical activity more frequently. An intermediate outcome is that the competitive nature of the program with teams in place led to some participants partnering up when engaging in physical activity, which can greatly increase motivation and form bonds between participants. The long-term outcome is that 6 weeks of daily exercise could result in a solidified routine that regularly maintains the health and wellness of employees. Getting started is always the hard part, and the peer support within this program lightens the load while covering a key need at the individual level. Here is my educational material for my physical health program. It is the 15-minute challenge. You're going to start with the survey, get started with your first exercise, stay engaged through the competition, keep up your momentum, and ultimately develop a routine that you can use long term. The name of my program is Turning the Key. Now, for my mental health program, I am giving employees free range to choose a mindfulness-based stress reduction technique to be practiced over a 6-week time frame. The primary need that I am tackling with this program is a lack of relaxation techniques, as employees feel that they do not have enough time to practice self-care and mindfulness regularly. We are most successful as a company when our employees are taking care of themselves and receive positive reinforcement in the workplace for doing so. Employees are incentivized to participate through gaining access to an additional 30-minute lunch break for the entire duration of the program. This gives participants time that is needed to practice mindfulness. Progress can be tracked through the perceived stress scale taken by each participant before the program begins. At this time, participants will also be required to choose their specific mindfulness intervention that will be practiced twice a week throughout the program's duration. Short-term outcomes of this program include an introduction to mindfulness and the opportunity to discover which style works best for each individual. An intermediate outcome is encouragement to continue participation due to helpful weekly meetings that allow participants to share progress with one another. Lastly, a long-term outcome of this program is a reduced perceived stress scale score at the conclusion of the program, as well as a solidified mindfulness practice that fits seamlessly in the individual's weekly routine. In my research on my mental health program, I learned about allostasis, which refers to biological systems that maintain homeostasis when there is a real or perceived threat. MBSR programs may be particularly effective in reducing or preventing allostatic overload, as mindfulness has been linked to an increased ability to experience stressors without automatically perceiving them as a threat. This inspired me to use mindfulness-based stress reduction techniques for my mental health program. Here is my educational material for my mental health program. The name of the program is Unlocking Doors Together. I chose this design because I thought it would allow employees to attribute mindfulness with calmness. I hope that this flyer can help employees get excited about the program. As I wrap this up with my references, I thank you all for your time and hope you have a great rest of the semester.